Assalamualaikum. This is Rokia Samia welcoming you to the English News Bulletin from Bangladesh Television Chattogram Center. Let's begin with the headlines. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina urges Bangladesh Army to remain prepared for making supreme sacrifice in defending country's sovereignty. Communal evil forces will have to be resisted for expansion of trade and commerce, comments Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir. Members of civil society demand speedy and exemplary punishment to the perpetrators of communal attacks. United States slams Israeli plan of settlement expansion in the West Bank. And Bangladesh lose to England by 8 wickets in their second match in the Super 12 of ICC T20 World Cup. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now on to the details. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has asked the Bangladesh Army to remain always prepared to make the supreme sacrifice in any need of the nation, alongside protecting the country's sovereignty. The Prime Minister was addressing a ceremony of handing over new flags to Mujib Artillery Regiment, Raushonara Artillery Regiment and National Standard to 10 units of Bangladesh Army virtually from her official Ganobhavan residence today. She said, Bangladesh Army has been playing a pivotal role in facing the national and man-made disasters and the country's socio-economic, infrastructural and communicational development alongside guarding the country's sovereignty. The Army personnel have also played a crucial role in preventing the coronavirus under the Operation COVID Shield, she added. The Prime Minister appreciated Bangladesh military personnel for earning global honor and dignity for the country by performing their duties with utmost professionalism.
আবহমান কাল থেকে যুদ্ধের ময়দানে জাতীয় পতাকা মর্যাদার একটা প্রতীক হিসেবে বিবেচিত হয়। পতাকা আজকে আপনারা পেয়েছেন, আপনাদের হাতে তুলে দেওয়া হলো। এই যে বিরল সম্মান আপনারা আজকে পেলেন, এই পতাকার মর্যাদা সমুন্নত রাখা দায়িত্ব আপনাদের। জঙ্গিবাদ, সন্ত্রাস দমনে, প্রাকৃতিক দুর্যোগে জনগণের পাশে দাঁড়াতে এবং এই করোনা ভাইরাস মোকাবেলায় বিশেষ অবদান রেখে যাচ্ছেন। বাংলাদেশ সেনাবাহিনী দেশের সার্বভৌমত্ব রক্ষার পাশাপাশি প্রাকৃতিক ও মানব দুর্যোগ মোকাবেলা সহ নানা আর্থসামাজিক ও অবকাঠামোগত উন্নয়ন তথা জাতি গঠনে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ অবদান রেখে যাচ্ছে। বর্তমানে দেশের যোগাযোগ ব্যবস্থা উন্নয়নে বাংলাদেশ সেনাবাহিনী উল্লেখযোগ্য অবদান রাখছে। বিশ্বশান্তি প্রতিষ্ঠা এবং বিভিন্ন বৈদেশিক মিশনে বাংলাদেশ সেনাবাহিনীর সদস্যরা তাদের আত্মত্যাগ, কর্তব্যনিষ্ঠা, পেশাদারিত্বের মাধ্যমে বাংলাদেশের জন্য বয়ে এনেছে সম্মান, মর্যাদা, যা বহির্বিশ্বে বাংলাদেশের ভাবমূর্তিকে উজ্জ্বল করেছে। বিশেষ করে আমাদের সেনা সদস্যদের মানবিকতা যখন যে দেশে তারা দায়িত্ব পালন করেন সে দেশের সাধারণ জনগণকেও মুগ্ধ করে। আর বিশ্বাস করি বাংলাদেশের সার্বভৌমত্ব রক্ষা সহ জাতীয় যে কোনো প্রয়োজনে বাংলাদেশ সেনাবাহিনী সর্বোচ্চ ত্যাগ স্বীকারের সদা প্রস্তুত থাকবে।
At the end of the program, Chief of Army Staff General S.M. Shofiuddin Ahmed gave a vote of thanks to the Premier. Earlier, on behalf of the Prime Minister, the Army Chief handed over the national standard to the respective commandants of regiment. The Premier virtually witnessed a smartly turned out parade of the members of the units. A regular meeting of the Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Memorial Trust was held at Ganobhavan in Dhaka today. Chairperson of the trust, also Bangabandhu's elder daughter, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, presided over the meeting. Other members of the trust were present on the occasion. The meeting reviewed the social welfare activities of the trust and decided to carry forward its various projects faster. It also discussed the maintenance of Bangabandhu Museum. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir said, communal evil forces will have to be resisted to expand country's trade and commerce. He made the remarks while speaking at a discussion titled Sheikh Hasina's Role for the Development of Industry and Commerce During Corona Situation. Awami League Industry and Commerce Affairs Subcommittee organized the discussion at a hotel in the capital today, mentioning that communal evil forces are the major barriers towards the development and achievement of Bangladesh. Obaidul Qadir urged the businessmen to resist these evil forces unitedly. He also said everyone will have to do business maintaining rules and regulations.
ব্যবসায়ীদের রাজনীতি করার বিরুদ্ধে নয়, জনসভার ব্রত নিয়ে কমিটমেন্ট নিয়ে রাজনীতি ব্যবসায়ীরাও করতে পারে। রাজনীতিকে যখন ব্যবসার হাতিয়ার হিসাবে ব্যবহার করা হয় সেটাকে ঘৃণা করি। রাজনীতি যখন ব্যবসার হাতিয়ার হয় তখন রাজনীতিও থাকে না, ব্যবসাও নষ্ট। নিজের ভাগ্য উন্নয়নের জন্য রাজনীতি করি না দেশের মানুষের ভাগ্য উন্নয়নের রাজনীতি করি? এই করোনা কালেও শেখ হাসিনা প্রমাণ করেছেন তিনি নিজের ভাগ্য উন্নয়নের রাজনীতি করেন না, তিনি করেন দেশের মানুষের ভাগ্য উন্নয়ন। যারা বাংলাদেশ চায়নি একত্তরে, সেই সাম্প্রদায়িক অপশক্তি আজকে আসন্ন নির্বাচনকে সামনে রেখে আন্দোলনে ব্যর্থ, নির্বাচনে ব্যর্থ হয়ে এরা আজকে দেশে অশান্তি বিশৃঙ্খলা সৃষ্টি পায় তারা করছে। এই সাম্প্রদায়িক অপশক্তি আমাদের উন্নয়নের শত্রু, আমাদের অর্জনের শত্রু, আমাদের ব্যবসা বাণিজ্যের শত্রু, আমাদের শিল্প বিকাশের শত্রু। তাদের এই অপশক্তিকে প্রতিরোধ করার জন্য আপনাদেরও ঐক্যবদ্ধ হতে হবে।
Awami League Industry and Commerce Affairs Subcommittee Chairman Qazi Akram Hossain presided over the discussion, while it was also addressed by Industries Minister Nurul Mazid Humayun, Commerce Minister Tipu Munshi, FBCCI former President Sheikh Fazle Fahim, and Awami League Industry and Commerce Affairs Subcommittee Member Secretary Siddiq Rahman. The government has taken many initiatives to tackle passenger and transport pressure during post-Podda Bridge open period. As part of these initiatives, renovation work of Digholia Arua Gazihat Terkhada Road has started. Upon the completion of renovation works, 20 to 35 kilometer distance will be reduced from capital Dhaka to Khulna, Gopalganj, Borishal, Chattogram and Faridpur. People can travel from Dhaka to Khulna within 2 hours. Besides, 24 projects of roads and highways department are being implemented to this end. 7 projects out of this ended in the last financial year. Authorities concerned said economic activities upon the bridge will contribute much to country's GDP growth. Notice citizens have demanded exemplary punishment to those who are out to destabilize the country by carrying out attacks on the Hindu community and setting fire on their homes in the name of maligning the religion. They have suggested strengthening cultural activities alongside strong vigilance of law enforcement agencies in order to save communal harmony in the country. Conscious citizens of the country said the communal violence carried out by the anti-liberation forces came at a time when the country is going ahead indomitably. Islamic scholars said Islam doesn't allow violence on people of other faiths. Awami League Advisory Council member, also former Vice President of Supreme Court Bar Council, Advocate Abdul Basit Mojumdar, died of old age complications at a hospital in the capital today. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. He was 84. Popularly known as Goriber Ainjibi, lawyer of the poor, for his humanitarian work for the insolvent justice seekers, Advocate Mojumdar had formed a trust fund for them. President Advocate Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina expressed deep shock and sorrow at the sad demise of this eminent lawyer. In a message of condolence, they prayed for eternal peace of the departed soul and conveyed deep sympathy to the bereaved family members. Meanwhile, Namazi Janaza of Abdul Basit was held at Jatiyo Eidgah Field after Zuhur prayers today. Member of Awami League Advisory Council, Advocate Jahangir Kobir Naunuk, Joint General Secretary Mahbubul Alam Hanif, Fisheries Minister S.M. Rizal Karim, Railpath Minister Nurul Islam Sujan, South City Mayor Sheikh Fazli Nur Taposh, senior justices of Appellate Division and lawyers including people from all walks of life took part in the Namazi Janaza. Now international news. The Biden administration has voiced opposition to settlement expansion plans by Israel in the West Bank, saying that they damage the prospects for a two-state solution. Department of State spokesperson Ned Price unambiguously rejected Israel's recent push to build more settlements in the West Bank yesterday. The United Nations also expressed concern about the Israeli announcement, saying that all settlements are illegal under international law. Earlier, Israel published tenders for about 1,300 new settlement homes in the occupied West Bank. At least 11 people were killed and 13 wounded in an attack on a village in eastern Iraq by the Islamic State. Civilians were among those killed by small arms fire in the village that is home to many members of the security services. The area has been sealed off and reinforcements been sent to hunt for the attackers. Foreign ministers of Afghanistan's neighboring countries have gathered in Tehran for a one-day conference to discuss the situation in the Taliban-ruled country. Chinese and Russian foreign ministers also joined the meeting virtually. The leaders welcomed the conference and emphasized on the necessity of continued cooperation by the neighboring states to avoid a collapse or civil war in Afghanistan. COVID-19 global death toll crossed 49,79,000 and over 24,53,11,000 people have been infected globally. Besides, more than 22,24,00,000 people have recovered from the virus so far. Meanwhile, the US has now over 4,64,18,000 confirmed cases and 7,60,000 deaths. Russia has now over 83,52,000 confirmed cases and over 2,33,000 deaths. Back to national news. 7 COVID-19 patients died in the country, taking the number of death toll from the pandemic to 27,841. The recovery count rose to 15,32,468 after another 288 recovered during the period. The tally of the infections rose to 15,68,563, with 306 new cases being confirmed. Meanwhile, no one died from coronavirus in Chattogram during the last 24 hours, with the number of deaths remaining at 1,321. With this, total number of corona patients in Chattogram has stood at 1,02,182, with 10 new cases being confirmed during the last 24 hours. Ro-Ro ferry Amanat Shah, carrying more than 20 heavy and light vehicles and some passengers, has partially capsized in the Podda River at the Paturia ferry terminal in Manikganj. The incident took place around 9:45 a.m. today after the vessel docked at Terminal Number 5. Deputy General Manager of Bangladesh Inland Water Transport Corporation BIWTC at Paturia Ghat, Zilur Rahman said the ferry was heading towards Aricha from Rajbari's Doludia Ghat and was carrying trucks and motorcycles. The diving unit of the fire service and Bangladesh Navy were working on the spot. There is no report of casualties so far. Chittagong University admission test has started today. This year, 183,861 students are taking part against 5,000 seats in 48 departments and 5 institutes of the university. All the exams are being held at the university campus in 2 shifts due to corona situation. Authority has arranged special schedule of shuttle train for the convenience of the examinees. More than 700 law enforcement personnel have been deployed to ensure safety and security during the admission tests. The 10-day long admission test will end on November 5. Now news on share market. The prices of the Chittagong Stock Exchange have risen, but the price index of CAC 30 has also decreased. At the end of the day, the overall index stood at 20,453.09, which is 0.04% higher than that of the previous day. Besides, the price index of CAC 30 stands at 14,404.84, which is 0.25% lower than that of the previous day. Today, a total of 1,56,41,229 shares of 297 companies were traded, the value of which is more than 42,92,41,000 taka. Of them, share of 162 companies increased, 112 reduced, 23 remained unchanged. Now news on sports. Bangladesh have lost to England by 8 wickets in the first match of the day in Super 12 of ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Winning the toss, Bangladesh elected to bat first. Tigers set a target of 125 runs, losing 9 wickets in the fixed 20 overs. Taimur Mills took 3 wickets and Moeen Ali took 2 for the English. In reply, England reached the target, losing just 2 wickets in 14 overs. Jason Roy was adjudged man of the match for his knock of 61 runs. Meanwhile, Scotland is now batting against Namibia in the second match of the day.
Twice today, a dive saving a batter.
Talking about mental health challenges can be hard, but it's important. ICC and UNICEF ask for greater commitment.
Now weather news. Rain accompanied by temporary gusty wind is likely to occur at some places over the area of Chattogram and neighborhood till 6 p.m. tomorrow. Pothinga Met Office says night temperature may fall slightly and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the area. The highest temperature in the city today was 30.5 degrees Celsius, which is 1 degree Celsius below the normal temperature, and the lowest temperature was 25.2 degrees Celsius, which is 1.2 degrees Celsius above the normal temperature. In Chattogram, tomorrow the sun will rise at 5:55 a.m. and will set at 5:18 p.m. Now the tide schedule of Kornufuli River tomorrow. First low tide will start at 5:06 a.m. First high tide will start at 11:49 a.m. Second low tide will start at 5:40 p.m. Second high tide will start at 11:55 p.m. That's all from the newsroom. To end the bulletin, a recap of the headlines. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina urges Bangladesh Army to remain prepared for making supreme sacrifice in defending country's sovereignty. Communal evil forces will have to be resisted for expansion of trade and commerce, comments Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir. Members of civil society demand speedy and exemplary punishment to the perpetrators of communal attacks. United States slams Israeli plan of settlement expansion in the West Bank. And Bangladesh lose to England by 8 wickets in their second match in the Super 12 of ICC T20 World Cup. Thanks to all for being with us. We invite you to watch our tomorrow's bulletin at the same time. Maintain the health rules and stay safe. Khoda Hafiz.